You are now watching your mans in them live.
You are now rocking with your mans in them.
Nah, the other link.
Oh, my
It
bad.
just got real dark in here.
Damn right, Shadow.
Shine a lion on them. All right, we stop.
If
When
I
I was
look
in-
over
my
my
bad.
marriage, if I were to judge it in year 5 or year 10, there was never 50-50. And so, yeah, there were times when I felt like I was 70% in and he was doing 30% because of the choices that I made in the terms of how I wanted our family to look.
Yeah.
I had to take my foot off of my career gas pedal, never putting on the brake, but slowing up a little bit. Those are the natural compromises that are required. And I feel bad when I see young people giving up on their relationships because there are periods of hard. So I think it's important for us to be honest in those conversations, not to glamorize what a partnership feels like, because then young people quit too soon.
That was the beautiful, the one and only
Michelle
Obama.
Obama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She should have been in Black Panther.
Looking real presidential.
I agree.
The first lady.
The first lady of America.
I definitely agree with
Leader
what
of the
she's saying.
colonizers.
I think the sentiment that she expressed was exactly why most relationships don't work now, because people are not willing to give that compromise.
Right.
Everybody wants it to be 50-50. It's not always going to be 50-50. And sometimes you might have to put in more effort than the other person.
Right.
When I heard this, I thought of what's his name? The football player, the one who just got divorced.
Tom Brady?
Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
I thought of Tom Brady. He's putting his all into his work, his passion, how he brings money to the table.
Right.
And his wife was on the blunt of that for a long time, but he's still on his purpose. He's still doing what he got to do. And sometimes you just have to compromise if you really want it to work.
I agree. I think a lot of times in your relationship, it's not going to be 50-50. I do believe that compromise is probably the biggest upset of a lot of relationships. With that being said, though, compromising, I get it. Like, you have to do it, but it's not easy, right? Like, everything she's saying, like, yeah, I had to slow in my career, or I had, like, that, those decisions are not easy decisions.
Right.
And I think that's a big reason why some people's like, hey, like Tom Brady's wife's like, hey, when is this compromise gonna stop? Right? Like, does it ever get back to me being me? And I think that's the fear and the problem why a lot of people back out of relationships, because that compromise just doesn't seem like it has an end, right? It doesn't seem like we're both compromising. Like, you have to make sure you both compromise.
Right.
Communication is key.
Definitely. I just feel like, all right, when they speak about today's generation, they want, I feel like today's generation wants things so instantaneously. So they want the money, the house, and everything that comes with it without putting in the work. Me personally, I don't have a problem with compromising, right? Because it's all going to come down to compromising after a while. But at the end of the day, if you're not willing, it's not going to work. If you don't understand that things take time, it's not going to work. You may be in a position where you up now, but then tomorrow you're not in that position anymore. Like, that doesn't give ground for somebody to be like, all right, I'm done with you because you lost your position, you lost your footing, instead of somebody that helps you up.
Yeah. And
And I think that's where this, and some people in our generation lose because we want everything so fast.
Yeah. She definitely just hinted the fact, highlighted her basically she's just afraid that the young people don't have patience.
They don't.
You know, patience to go through hard times. Sometimes, like she said, she may have to put 70, 80%, and it may be vice versa. But I feel as long as you communicate and y'all both have understanding, it could work out.
Right.
If y'all don't know how to talk about it, talk it through. If y'all don't if there's no, I guess, a term, like, when is it going to end? Like, okay, when will it get back to a balance of,
right?
You know, if y'all not communicating, like, okay, like, give me 5 years, give me 2 years, this is what I want to do than that. And then y'all even have the what if it's not 5 years? Like, what's going to happen? Like, if y'all don't have those type of conversations, then I can see why people would be like, I'm done, I'm out.
I think in all relationships, one person always compromises more than the other one.
True.
Like even if it's like they both compromise on both sides, but I think one person always ends up compromising more. It could be because that's their personality, like they're just more willing to let you do what you want to do, or like more willing to go along with it.
Right.
But most relationships that I see, that's how it is. There's always one person who's doing what the other person wants to do more.
I could see where it's imbalance in one relationship, and I can also see it being, hey, I compromise a lot up front, and then a couple years down the line, it switched. You know, you compromise a lot up front, switch. But I can see what you're saying as well, where it's like this person is probably the alpha, right? They're probably leading the charge.
That's
They're probably
what I thought about.
directing their future more, right? Like if I'm leading the charge for our future, right? You know, I feel like you should compromise a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if I'm setting us up to be in a bigger and better place in the next 3 years, right? Like if you compromise, hey, you benefit from that, and then I'm happy to compromise with what you need to do, and then, you know, we continue that journey from there.
Right. But do you think that there is a mindset of, with certain relationships nowadays, of what have you done for me lately?
I mean, that could be a good reason why people be leaving.
Right.
You know, we're in a relationship because of that mindset. It's like, if I'm doing all this, and what am I receiving from this?
Right.
Like, I'm sacrificing. I'm about to turn 30. I'm about to turn 35. Whatever age you about to turn, I'm about to turn that age. What am I getting out of this? I need to know now.
I'm a 41-year-old virgin. What do I know?
Yeah. You know, like,
It's crazy. I was just talking to someone about that. They said that they've been doing a lot for a guy that they were seeing, like a lot, getting him gifts, sucking him off crazy. And she said that.
She told you?
Yeah. She said that basically she was gonna ask him for something, like for money for something. And she was asking me, like, is it appropriate to ask him? And I was like, yeah, why not? Ask him. The most he could tell you is no. And she was starting to say, like, she deserves it. Like, I deserve it. I did this, I did that, I did that, and I did this.
Yeah, but did you do that in order to get something in return, or you just wanted to do it? Like that's the dilemma that I feel like we have, because we sit here talking about, oh, I did this for you, I did that for you. Like, if it wasn't out of like you just want to do it, or you just coming up from a good place, like, I probably wouldn't want you to do it for me if I knew it was going to be favor for favor.
I think it's human nature for someone to do something for you consistently and then be like, all right, well, I've been doing a lot, and you haven't really been doing anything. I think that's natural. I don't think it's like I'm doing this and I expect you to do that. But after a while, you have to. Any normal person will be like, "Yo, I did a lot."
But
when
Like,
you do
you don't feel
inventory,
like-
when you do inventory of your energy,
Right.
and you just start analyzing. Sometimes you take yourself out. It's like a little hindsight of what you're doing, and you're like, "Hey, I'm putting all this in. Am I happy? I'm doing it because this is me, even if it's me possibly. But you know, he's doing a lot of receiving, or she's doing a lot of receiving.
Right.
I'm doing all the giving. Let's have a conversation.
Absolutely. Like, having a conversation is important, but I'm more focused on somebody who's always keeping score. That, to me, I'd be like, say, like, if I wanted to do something for you, and then you like, well, I did this, that, and that, or we get into an argument, and that's all that comes up. It's like, damn, like, how long you been keeping score?
That is, I think,
that's why I keep gift giving to a minimum.
When somebody has that attitude, it's because they're not happy.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it doesn't start off that way, and like you could keep score without like not purposely doing it, but you're just doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
And then anytime you have if you start to build some type of, you're just unsatisfied, and it starts to build more and more.
It might turn into resentment.
Yes, exactly. So I think some people are like that, where they are keeping score, and some people may be keeping score unbeknownst to them until they just like, hold up, let me do this inventory check real quick. Hey, it's time for me to receive now. Pause.
Unbeknownst. I like that. That's the SAT word, brother?
Unbeknownst.
Come on. What
Beyonce.
Yeah. Now you really Michelle of this group. Anyway.
Nah, let's go into the chat. Let's see what they saying. What's up, y'all?
Do your job.
Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, yo.
Damn right.
Melody says, not gonna lie, it hurts my heart when I see a fine black man with another race. Just being honest, I'd be like, damn, she got one of ours. Melody, do you date white men or do you date outside your race? Let us know in the chat. Anybody else. Melody says, love is love though. Shake, I get what you're saying. Absolutely love that she said that. I agree with her 100,000%. Melody says, screw relationships. I'm done. People are stupid. I'm buying a goldfish. Yes, and saute that bitch. Creative Myth says, not a goldfish. Buy a nice cat or a guinea pig. Says, matter of fact, capture a subway rat. LOL, best friend forever.
You know what's funny about getting pets? People say you understand the like how love truly feels when you get a pet. Is that true?
Unconditional love.
Is that true?
Wow.
Yeah.
Why you make that sound?
What does that feel like? Unconditional love. Was it something that you was missing?
No, I wasn't missing it. But
Who's
I don't
giving you
know.
unconditional love?
His parents.
Can he answer that?
my parents, my family, my family.
Oh, all right.
This nigga don't get a lot
Is
of
it
love
is,
at
is
home.
it a different type of unconditional or it's the same unconditional feeling?
I don't know. It's
Let's deep dive.
you ain't gotta do much. That's what it felt like. You just ain't gotta do much. The love is there. You ain't gotta do much.
All right, moving on.
Love is blind.
We the only ones that wear the crown. It's your mans in them. It's your mans in them. It's your mans